Hello everybody, welcome to today's episode of DownStream Outdoors. This week on DownStream Outdoors, we're going to start with our usuals. We're going to start with how to support the show. You can support the show in a couple ways. First of all, you can like us, share, comment, Facebook, YouTube, however you found us. Like, share, comment. It really keeps giving us more motivation to produce more videos. If you ever need to contact us, feel free to contact us at downstreamoutdoors814@gmail.com. This week's featured product is our DownStream Outdoors line of lures. They come in 8 different colors. They have a pure glass bead, a glow-in-the-dark bead, and a alternating brass and solid nickel beads. They're all handcrafted right here by us here at DownStream Outdoors and are available in several locations, including Saxton Outdoor Supply in Saxton and Aquatic Imitations in the Old Mountaix Plaza in Duncansville. And with that, Aquatic Imitations were right back there this week. We got Creg Strock back. Creg is actually going to do some actual fly tying this week. This week he is tying a sucker spawn. And there's not much else I can add. I'm going to let Creg take it away.
The first fly we're going to tie today is a fly that Charlie Meck, famous fly fisherman, famous Arthur, showed me about 5 years ago. It is my go-to fly. When I get to the stream, there's nothing hatching, and I have caught more trout on this fly as well as steelheads than any other 2 flies combined. So it is my favorite fly. It's called a glow bug. Very simple to tie. The material we use is late pink McFly foam. Very simple material. Ultra thread, fluorescent fire orange. It is an 8/0 denier thread, easy to work with, great, and it shows up fluorescent under the water. It is UV sensitive, so as the water absorbs the UV from the sunlight, it's like a black light. As those of us that grew up in the 60s and 70s that had black light posters, how it glowed, this does the same thing. Last but not least, this is a 2305 Tiemco curved nymph hook. It is a size 10, excellent hook, and does the job very well, both for steelhead and trout. Okay, now we're going to put together the glow bug, and we start with a Tiemco 2305 2X long, 2X heavy, size 10 curved nymph hook. I'm going to put it in the vise. Now the proper way to put a hook in the vise is to have the point and the barb protruding from the jaws of your vise. Now, I will say, as a beginning tyer, be careful. You will stick your finger a couple of times on that hook point. I've shed quite a bit of blood as a beginner doing this, but it's the proper way to do it. Next, we're going to take our bobbin that's loaded with the Ultra 70 thread, the fluorescent fire orange. We're going to start right behind the hook eye and wind a level thread base the whole way back to the bend of the hook. As you can see, I'm going back past where the point of the barb of the hook is to just where the hook starts to make its bend. Now I'm going to cut off my tag end of my thread. Next piece is 1 strand of the McFly foam. It is, the color is called late pink. Once again, we have these materials here at Aquatic Imitations. All right, the next thing we're going to do is attach our thread, we're going to start here. We have our bobbin with our Ultra 70 thread, fluorescent fire orange. This is UV sensitive thread, so the sun rays, the water absorbs the UV, and this lights up like a Christmas tree under the water. So we're going to start our thread right behind the eye of the hook, and we're going to do an even base of thread, wraps the whole way from the behind the eye of the hook, the whole way down past where the barb is to where the bend of the hook starts. So we're just going to wind our thread back. As you can see, I'm now past the barb of the hook. You get to here, your thread tag, lift your thread tag up, snip it off. Now we have one strand of McFly foam. The color is called light pink. We have it here at Aquatic Imitations. You're going to take and tie in the very end of it on top of the hook. You're going to take and make 3 tight thread turns to secure it properly. Now you're going to pick and roll this tip up that you tied in, and you're going to take your scissors and come in flat and cut that excess off, just like that. Now our very first segment of the body is out the end. This fly represents a cluster of eggs that a fish would have laid, whether it be sucker spawn, trout eggs, steelhead eggs. But we take that first turn, and you're going to take over the top, pinch it, and pull it straight down to where you finished off your thread on the body. And you're going to make 1, 2, 3 turns. Lift your McFly foam up, take your thread and go underneath it and make 5 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to make your second hump, and try to make your humps identical in size to every other one that you've done. Once again, 1, 2, 3 turns of thread. Lift your McFly foam up, go underneath it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns of thread. Make your third hump. Once again, try to keep them as evenly in size as possible. Bring your thread up, pinch it, 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. Once again, lift your McFly foam up, take your thread in underneath it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Make your next hump. One, 2, 3 turns of thread. Move your material, take your thread in underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Make another hump. Cinch it down. 1, 2, 3. Lift it up. Move your thread in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your last hump. Once again, try to keep them as even as possible. 1, 2, 3 turns of thread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Brings it right up to behind the eye of the hook. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 humps, which makes this look like a cluster of eggs that would be floating down the stream. Now you're going to lift your fly foam up, take your scissors and go in evenly and cut off your excess. Now it's time to finish your fly. So you're going to take 3 or 4 turns in front. Now we're going to go to our whip finisher. This is a very easy tool to use. And the way you do that, I put my thumb right behind the tool as such. Take your thread, take the front hook and hook it. You're going to go behind the loop in it, bring your thread up, and you're going to make what looks like a sailboat sail. Figure 4, however you want to call it. But that's how you want to look at it, as a figure 4 or a sailboat sail. Take your hand with your bobbin, pull your thread till you pull it down against the hook as such. Now the handle on this whip finish tool rotates, so all you're going to do is feed the thread and make turns behind the eye of the hook. 4 or 5 is more than normally sufficient. When you get your 4 or 5 turns, move it up, pull your loop and your threader out of the thread and pull the thread down with your other hand, and then when you get down to the hook, just slide out the little hook on the front of the whip finisher. It creates what almost would be a hangman's noose on your thread. Does a really nice finish job on it. Clip your thread off, and there is your glow bug. This is our finished product. Join us for more videos as we tie additional patterns.
Well, everybody, that's about it for this week's episode. You can see some of my camera angles weren't exactly the best for this. You can see during the video that I did actually change some of my angles to help improve, so that I know in future episodes here that we've already shot that have much more intricate detail on their flies, I'm getting you a better shot with this new angle. Ultimately, this is a fairly simple fly, and you know, Creg has a lot of luck with it. If you ever have any questions, I know Creg would be happy to answer your questions over there at Aquatic Imitations. If you ever want to just pick up one of these flies, he always has them in stock. You just have to ask for them. You know, like I said, we got a bunch more videos coming up with him, and you know, I know they're better shot from different angles than this particular one, so they will improve here in the future. And whenever I go back and shoot another series with them, they're going to get even better, because after working this day with Creg and, you know, filming all these episodes, I figured out I need some new camera riggings. To get some better shots for you folks, I'm going to have to get some new camera riggings. Not a big deal. I'll take care of it, and we will have some better fly tying episodes as time goes on here. But until then, keep your line wet and out of the trees.